Hi, thank you for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at the Penderwicks At Last, Chapter 18, The Wedding Veil. Now, I already recorded this, and I had a recording error, and I lost it all. But, I'm going to go through this one a little faster. So, it starts out another day with Hitch. The girls are playing with Hitch, and they try to introduce Hitch to Blossom. Alice is on top of the wall, looking for Rosalind and Skye to arrive. Lydia starts to talk with Blossom and give her some oats when Alice notices the car's coming and starts yelling, "The car's coming!" And Lydia just takes off running to go see Rosalind and Skye. When she sees Rosalind and Skye, she jumps in the car, and the girls just start inspecting her. Skye, it's like tickling her and laughing and like messing up her hair and just being silly. Rosalind is hugging her and being more affectionate and sincere, and they just have a great time seeing Lydia. Skye is acting pretty weird during this time, because she kind of pretends to be like lovesick or like wedding crazy, but then she goes back to being like normal Skye. So she kind of goes back and forth between these two. And Lydia's like, who is this girl? What happened to my sister? Rosalind and Skye, they ask Lydia a favor, and they say, please choreograph a dance for us at the procession. And this is when they're going to be walking out. And Lydia says yes to this favor at the end, but before she says yes, Jeffrey and Jane come. And Jeffrey and Jane, they look at Skye and they have a soccer ball, and Jeffrey spins the soccer ball on his finger. And Jeffrey looks at her and he's like, "Come on, Skye, 2-on-1, slaughter." And Skye is like, "Oh man, I'm ready for this challenge." And she starts taking off some of the silly things that she put on and starts running to go play soccer with them. Well, the story, it ends with Rosalind continuing to ask this favor of Lydia, and Lydia says yes, she'll do it as long as everyone listens to her. And Rosalind says, "Yes, we'll listen to you." There's a bunch of vocabulary in this chapter. The first one is ambush. Ambush is when another army hides, and then when an army comes by, they attack them. And so this army isn't ready to battle them. That's called an ambush. Blithely, we had, was it last week or the week before? But I'm curious if you remember it, all right? If you don't remember it, it's okay. I will tell it to you when we have our discussion. But I wanted to put it here just to make you remember that this was one of our vocabulary words before. Thwarted. Thwarted means stopped. And oftentimes we use this in a situation where a hero stops a bad person. They thwarted the evil plan, something like that. But it just means overcame or stopped. Normalcy, which you could guess just means normal, but it's using it as a describing word. And this is when they try to convince Blossom that Hitch is normal, that situation is normal. Propriety. Propriety is like correctness or rightness. I think of like a really old British woman who's like drinking tea perfectly and acting perfectly. She's acting properly, or she's acting with propriety, is a way to say it. A tulle is a part of a skirt, like this outer side that you can kind of see through, and it kind of adds some fashion to a simple skirt. Procession, this is when the wedding party leaves the wedding, and in this case, it might be all of them going down the aisle. It would be the 5 sisters and Dad. Effusively is like this really strong way to show thanks and happiness. And the dogs, when they see Sky, they love Sky so much because Sky always takes them on really hard runs. But they just kind of, they're just so thankful and so enthusiastic, effusively showing their love towards Sky. And the last one here is regression. And regression means to kind of go back to your younger age in your mind. So, even though Jeffrey's an adult, Jane's an adult, and Sky's an adult, when they get to Arendelle and they all three get together, it's like book one, where they're just kids and they just want to play and have fun and get crazy. We call this regression. A discussion question that I had for you was, what was your worst inspection? But I've kind of changed it. Well, it was your best inspection. Or is there any family member that has like some weird kind of inspections or something? Or maybe you. Maybe you inspect someone funny. I know when I inspect my daughter, sometimes I'll squish her cheeks, or I'll like lift up her neck and start kissing it, and I'll just kind of tickle her and have fun. A little bit like Sky does with Lydia. And of course, please write your own discussion question, because so many times you write better discussion questions than I do. And we really have a great time answering your questions. So please write one, or at least think of one for us to discuss. Well, second time in a row, and I finally got through it. So thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.